Another day, flavorless forage.
What in the heck is this magic? It smells intriguing. Could this be the answer to my lifelong struggle against bland wilderness cuisine? Okay, deep breaths. Don't get your hopes up, big guy. Finally, a meal fit for a famished Bigfoot. Thank you, Alpine Touch. My Rocky Mountain adventures just got a whole lot tastier.
Big Sky Breakdown, proudly presented by the Bobcat Collective at Montana State. The Bobcat Collective is the NIL collective that serves Montana State University student athletes. The collective is partnered with Montana State to connect fans, alumni, businesses, and local nonprofits with Montana State student athletes. Opportunities through the collective allow student athletes to earn compensation while serving the greater Montana State University community. Sign up now for memberships and enjoy automatic entry into raffles for free tickets while supporting the bright minds at Montana State. They have multiple different membership tiers, and you can also be a one-time supporter, and you can also business partner or corporate supporter. Visit bobcatcollective.com for more. All of a sudden into October, and we got a ranked game on the docket when it comes to Montana State. They head to Flagstaff, take on number 13 Northern Arizona. Catched up with a few Bobcat assistant coaches this week, including Jody Owens, who is a former Bobcat linebacker, running the linebackers there at MSU. Jo, thanks for being here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Colter. Thanks for having me.
First of all, defense playing at a high level right now. I'm so impressed with how sound you guys are. I mean, it's amazing the way you guys are flowing to the ball, the way it seems like everybody's doing their job. So how would you break it down? What's going right with the defense, especially against the run right now, and how would you just evaluate your performance so far?
I think it all starts with our players. I think our players are doing an excellent job as far as how they're preparing. You know, they come in every day, watch film together. They're able to talk up different looks of what they're expecting to see and different adjustments. So these guys are starting to figure out what it takes to prepare at a high level. And as a result, these guys are able to play fast. And then from there, I think, Coach Howe's doing an excellent job as far as coordinating the defense and making sure everybody's on the same page. And so when you have those things together, we have other great coaches, and Coach Shep is doing an excellent job in the back end. Coach Batt is doing a good job with the guys in front. Then you got Coach Green, who's doing an excellent job with the corners. Those guys are definitely tackling well. And so you have a combination of really good coaching and really good players. As a result, the guys are able to fly around there fast.
You got to be happy with what you've seen out of your group so far, especially considering all the question marks coming into the year. I mean, you lose a couple all-league talents and Makeda Riley and NAU Lakeba, but your guys haven't missed a beat. So what's been the key to the success for the linebackers so far?
Well, I think the biggest thing when you play linebacker at Montana State, you have high expectations.
Right.
And so those guys know and understand those expectations of what we have. And so it comes back to our preparation. Those guys allow me to push them day in and day out. And, in the grand scheme of things, you got to ignore the outside noise. We don't get caught up to what everyone's saying outside of us. We just know that every day is an opportunity. And when you have an opportunity, in front of you, you got to maximize it. So we try to, be in the moment more than anything. And as a result, we stack days, and those guys are able to play, fast. But I certainly remind them they haven't done anything yet. We haven't accomplished any of our goals. Don't have an all-conference guy in the room. Don't have an All-American in the room. Don't have a senior in the room. So we got a lot more work to do. And so we just got to make sure those guys are reminded of what it takes to, achieve at a high level is never being satisfied.
And that's such an interesting balancing act, I'm sure, for you as a coach, because as you mentioned, I mean, there's a high standard there for linebackers at Montana State. This is year 15 for me covering Montana State football, and man, you guys have never been anything but great at linebacker, yourself included. So that's been sort of the legacy. But as you mentioned, they got to earn it too, right? So how do you sort of instill the expectation, but also tell them, hey, you got to stay hungry because you haven't earned anything yet?
Yeah, so I think it just goes back to connection more than anything. Getting to know the guys for people first and foremost. And I think when you connect with somebody and they know that you really care about them, as a result, they'll allow you to push them. They trust you, And so we talk about building blind trust, and I think we're on the cusp of that. When I ask them to do something, they do it as fast and as physical as they possibly can. And as a result, those guys are able to make some plays. But I think having them where they're at, now just being a young group, that is the thing of just keeping them humble. You know, guys, we haven't done anything. We have a lot of room for improvement. We have a lot of areas of growth. And so I just try to remind them, yeah, you might have made this tackle, but if you did this, just imagine that'll be a TFL. Or, you know, if you have an opportunity to punch at the ball, let's punch at the ball. That's an opportunity for us. So just try to just make sure that these guys know that you can continue to get better, and you're always striving to get better no matter where you're at.
Well, interesting and sort of fun connection. And this happens in the coaching world a lot. But Northern Arizona's head coach is Brian Wright, who's a guy that coached there at Montana State when you were a player, and then you coached under Coach Wright at Pitt State. So I know the people that know him are unsurprised that he's got NAU rolling in a short amount of time. Why do you think that is, though? What do you think makes him a good head coach that's been able to find some traction early on at Northern Arizona?
Well, first of all, I think Coach Wright is a great person. He's a great man. He has an awesome family. You know, spending that time with him here at Montana State, he was one of the coaches that I really connected with and stayed connected with, you know, throughout my whole time. And so it was definitely a pleasure of mine to be able to work for him at Pittsburgh State. When he called me over to Pittsburgh State to coach his linebackers and be his co-DC, I was blown away just because of first of all, the person that he is. And when you talk about building a program, he's really great at getting guys to believe into his mission, his vision. He's able to sell his vision, and he's able to connect with his players. They get to see that he's a real person. He's a real dude. And so within that, you know, it allows him to build his culture. And so it doesn't surprise me the success that he's having. I know I've talked to Coach Wright. Even when I was a player, I knew he would be a great head coach. So it's definitely not a surprise, and it's awesome to be able to share the field with them.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
So will you marry me in your future? Or maybe you do it all over again. Hi, I'm Brian Toon with Jewelry Design Center, inviting you to come see the largest selection of Will You Marry Me in the state of Montana. The brightest diamonds of every shape and size, unique settings built to last, and skilled jewelers on site offering free sizing and maintenance for life, because that's how long we want to be your jeweler. Jewelry Design Center in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Well, seems like a good guy to work for, too, because I mean, this last year they had an incredible stat. They were the only coaching staff in the entire country, Division I, that didn't have any turnover on it. Nobody leaving,
Wow.
everybody's there, right? So obviously guys like being there and working for him wherever he's at. So, I mean, that's probably something you remember as well.
There's no question. I mean, Coach Wright is just awesome. I know anytime I had anything with my son, I had one son at that point in time, but he was like, hey, yeah, go do it. Go take care of it. I know whatever work you got to get done, you'll get it done. So he's a people person, and, you know, he just finds a way to connect with those around him. But at the same time, he's going to push you. He's going to push you and let you know he has a high standard.
Well, now you've been preparing for him from the other sideline now. So what are your impressions of just his offense, of the Northern Arizona offense going into this matchup on Saturday?
I think they're doing a heck of a job. You know, I think their quarterback is really good, one of the best in the Big Sky without question. I think they have playmakers in Kobe Katz's, you know, in which both those guys I assisted in recruiting them. So, you know, when you flip it and you game plan against them, you know, you see those guys are able to make plays. They're able to stress the defense in different ways. And I think Coach Wright is an excellent coach. So he's going to, you know, find ways he can take advantage of us. And so more than anything, we just got to do our job, you know, stay fundamentally sound. And if we can do those things, we should be in great shape.
I love watching Pennington because he's so steady, man. There's nothing spectacular about it. He's just steady, but he's such a good decision maker. How much pressure does that put on a defense when a guy just really doesn't make that many mistakes?
I mean, it definitely makes it tough when a guy of like Ty is back there. I mean, he's tough as nails, great decision maker, can throw, can run. And so he's a Swiss Army knife, if I'm being honest. And so we just have to, you know, focus on us as best we can. And so if the opportunity presents itself, try to take advantage of any mistakes that he may make. But like you said, he doesn't make any mistakes, and I think he's coached up by one of the best. So I think as you see him continue to develop, you see Coach Wright and, his thought process on how to attack defenses. And so, I'm not surprised, and I think it'll be a great challenge for the Bobcats, one that we need.
Was there any other guys on that staff that you worked with at Pitt State? 'Cause I know you brought some guys over.
Yeah, so I work with our O-line coach, Coach Larson.
Yep.
Is a good buddy of mine, and so is the receivers coach, Jerry Domino. So we work together as well, and then their tight ends coach, Nick Fett, work together, strength and conditioning coach, who's doing an excellent job with those guys. So it's a lot of guys that, I've had the opportunity to work with, and, I think they're doing an excellent job. So I can't say that I'm surprised, that they're having the success that they're having. But as I say all of that, I'm fired up to be a Bobcat. There's no place I'd rather be.
Do you like competing with guys that you worked with in the past? I mean, is it like playing sports with your brothers where it's like friendly competition, but you really want to beat them really bad?
Absolutely. I think that's a great correlation. Just being the competitors that we are, you don't get into coaching unless you are a competitor and you want to win, especially at the Division I level. And so, I definitely care a lot about those guys, but still want to have one more point than them on Saturday.
Well, there's always been this narrative that that's a really people say weird place to play, strange place to play. I think it's easy to just say it's a tough place to play, right? I mean, the Flagstaff Dome, they're good at home. Northern Arizona's good at home. Well, why is that? What is challenging about going down to Flagstaff? What makes this trip tough?
Well, I would say they have a good support, so I'm sure the game will have a lot of fans there. And whenever you're not playing at home, it just kind of breaks up the routine. It's a little bit different for you. So not that it's necessarily Flagstaff, although, they do have a great atmosphere and all of that. It's just when you're not in that comfort of your own home, things are just a little bit different. So, I talk to my guys a lot about visualizing being in that arena and the fans and what happens when things go your way, what happens when things don't go your way, right? How are you going to respond? And so we work just visualizing things. Because our mind doesn't know the difference. And when we're able to do that, we can put ourselves at ease that we've already been here before. We know how this is going to go, and we can always choose our response. So I just remind my guys of that more than anything.
Jody Owens here on the Big Sky Breakdown. Thanks for doing it, man. Good to talk to you.
Absolutely, Colter. Thank you.
There's always a party in Montana, whether you're going to a wedding, a football game, a concert. Montana Party Bus can get you there safe and will take you anywhere in Montana. You can relax with friends in style, luxury, and safety. Western Montana based for local and regional travel within Montana borders. Montana Party Bus is great for both large and small groups with a capacity of up to 30 guests. If you want to elevate your event, call them anytime, 406-200-8096. You can also visit mtpartybus.com. Travel anywhere in Montana in style with the Montana Party Bus.